We're driven by the search for better. But when it comes to hiring, the best way to search for a candidate isn't to search at all. Don't search, match with Indeed. Indeed is your matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors, according to Indeed data, and a matching engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. Ditch the busy work. Use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging so you can connect with candidates faster. Leveraging over 140 million qualifications and preferences every day, Indeed's matching engine is constantly learning from your preferences, so the more you use Indeed, the better it gets. Join more than 3.5 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/Blue Wire. Just go to Indeed.com/Blue Wire right now and support our show by saying that you heard about Indeed on this podcast. That's Indeed.com/Blue Wire. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed.
Achieving a gorgeous grin from home isn't a total mystery with Bite Clear aligners. Just don't be surprised if all of your sleuthing friends start asking, "What's your secret?" Begin by ordering your at-home impression kit today for only $14.95. Bite Clear aligners are doctor-directed and delivered to your door. Treatment costs thousands less than braces. Plus, they offer flexible financing, accept eligible insurance, and you can pay with your HSA FSA. Get 80% off your impression kit when you use code WONDERY at Byte.com. That's BYTE.com. Start your confidence journey today with Byte.
Welcome, everyone, to the Sickos Committee Podcast. This is our podcast for the evening of June 16th, 2024. Happy Father's Day, everyone.
Yay!
To all the dads and dad-adjacent people in your life.
And remember, dad is an attitude as well as an actual role.
You mean daditude?
That's
Daditude.
exactly where I was going.
Okay. Yeah, you got to get the dad jokes in today.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. It'll sound weird on Tuesday. But
Here's the question. What are the traditional Father's Day things? What are the things that like dads do stereotypically on Father's Day? Because like you think Mother's Day, you think of brunch. You think of leave me the fuck alone for 2 hours. You think of spa day. What is the dad equivalent?
Grilling.
Yeah. I grilled today.
There's grilling. There's going to be grilling. There's going to be some beers. There's going to be
a nap.
If you're lucky. I did not get one of those today.
Aww.
But, I mean.
Like baseball that you watch outside, whether going to a baseball game or like you've taken the TV outside.
Mm-hmm.
It's that or just like sitting on the couch watching like beautiful grass in the U.S. Open. Just watching. Yeah, just admiring the lawn of the U.S. Open.
Watching Rory choke away.
Oh, God, I mean, yikes.
Yep.
There were a number of dads at the local brewery I was at earlier today with their kids.
Yeah.
Some of whom were inside watching the U.S. Open on the TVs in the inside of the brewery.
Twitter discourse tells me bringing your kids to a brewery is tantamount to treason. No kids in public spaces.
No, this brewery is kid and dog friendly. I did see a kid licking the mural in the inside of the building once. Don't recommend that.
Do they put bowls of water out for the kids too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So Jordan, how did you celebrate Father's Day?
We went to the pool today, which is a lot of fun. I grilled. I cooked fajitas.
What did you grill?
Fajitas.
Okay.
So I got it real scorching hot. I am missing some of my arm hair. It's really nice.
As is tradition.
Yes. I had a beer. Life is good. I did get a delightful Roy Kent themed Father's Day card for my wife. It's basically like, "Oi, happy fucking Father's Day." And the best part is it's in sort of cursive because my kid handed it to me. And he said, "Hey, I wrote in the inside too," and I read it too. He's not read fucking. It looks like licking to him because he doesn't read cursive. So, cheers to kids who can't read cursive. Awesome. Saved
Beautiful.
that.
Pit Girl, how did you celebrate Father's Day?
I did the annual grill observance of Father's Day yesterday.
Okay.
But I did grill.
Drink and grilled combination.
Yes, always. And obnoxiously Pit Boyfriend and I went to a brewery today. I spent like an embarrassing number of hours playing Civ 6.
Oh, you're on that dragon, aren't you?
I'm on that shit now. And I did text my dad and wish him a happy Father's Day. So
as well, you should. Kamish, how did you celebrate?
This was a fun weekend. So it was kind of like just this Father's Day weekend. I built an above ground pool.
Yeah, you did.
Nice.
Like a little. It's only like a 10 by 7, like square rectangle pool because my backyard's pretty small.
That's all you need, though.
So like I built
this also
that.
makes it more dad, I think.
Well, yeah. So I built that. And I built that last weekend.
What like foundational layer did you put under the pool?
Nothing.
Okay.
So it was absolutely I put like a tarp. I will say that. Like a tarp.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can tell you, like I've gone the slum pool route before, and I dearly love slum pool. Like with all my heart, I love it. I have learned that the play is a layer of sand underneath there, so you don't get like the dead vegetation smell when you pull slum pool back up.
Yeah.
When and if that time comes.
So some sand did come into play a little while ago, but I'll tell you how that came about. So I put this. I built the pool together like last weekend, and I was like, okay, you know, I got the pool built, but my in-laws were in town, so I couldn't like fill it. I couldn't finish the rest of it off or whatever. And then like I noticed, since I didn't try to level the ground, that my backyard was not level, and this was kind of like it had a nice little slope to it.
That's how you have a deep end. It's fine.
Okay, but I mean, it's just like a little crappy, like plastic liner. I'm like, oh my god, this liner is gonna break. I got to do something about this. So in the middle of last week, it rains, and it like rained really hard. Like we got like 1 or 2 inches of rain, and of course it's in the pool now. And so I'm like, okay, well, I need to even this thing out somehow. And it's there with like rainwater in it. There's some crepe myrtle flowers, which Jordan loves.
I'm gonna. Oh my god! Fucking crepe myrtles.
So there's
fucking crepe myrtles.
There's crepe myrtle flowers in the bottom of it. There's
crepe myrtles.
I will burn it down. I will send you the ashes back. Fuck these.
Can I have, as someone who is terminally Pennsylvanian?
Yeah.
These do not grow here.
No.
I need like a tiny shred of context. Do they smell bad?
No.
Is that
it's just they have flowers that go fucking everywhere,
and they fall off and
they're
go
like
everywhere.
They're like crepe paper material.
Yeah,
and so they're thin. They stick to everything. It's
like a forsythia, like that.
Maybe I'm not good at plants.
That's the bright yellow flower that's everywhere in the spring.
So
there's
some in the pool, and I'm like, okay, I gotta get this pool set up. I gotta get this figured out, and I need to level it out, or like the one side is gonna collapse. And I'm like, I know I only spent like a couple $100 on this, but like I'm like, we can't have the pool collapse with my family in it, so I need to figure something out. So I had 3 bags of like play sand or like leveling sand, in my garage. And so Saturday, I decided to get the 3 bags of the play sand and try to figure out what I need to do to level this play sand. I mean, this pool, and I'm like, how do I get this sand underneath the pool with the water in it? I'm like, do I just like dump the water out and start over? Or do I try to figure out how to get the sand underneath the liner, but above the tarp?
Oh my god.
Engineering.
What
yes,
the fuck
yes.
You simply pour the water out, Kamish.
Did you use power tools?
No power tools. There was a hoe involved to push the sand in, but I was able to level out the liner and the
it was a hoe
frame
in one area code.
That's right. Hey,
I was gonna say it's not a nice thing to say about your wife, but
it's hey, it's the 210 area code. But
Jesus.
not a
little
lot of
dad
San
joke.
Antonio rappers representing the 210.
210. Well, I mean, I am from the 504.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I get the bags of sand, and I get I have my like 7-year-old helping me out to like, I'm using like his hoe, like the kids' garden tool, which
He's
is
got
a weird.
a hoe too.
Your
He's got a hoe
7-year-old has
too.
a hoe already.
Damn.
He's got a hoe.
Damn,
We've
son.
got another hoe. Yeah, so I mean, we got a couple of hoes, and our house is on the corner, so they're plentiful. So, just gonna keep leaning into this. So I get the sand and I get the like everything, and I get it leveled out to the best I can. So, and then I hook up like the filter and pump that I have with this pool, and I have like, way to get all the crepe myrtle stuff out. I got chlorine, I got all the stuff that I need to do this. I worked at an above ground pool place in like Monroe, Louisiana for like, I don't know, maybe like 10 months, and I retained all knowledge on how to like
What?
balance.
Wait, whoa.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
What? You worked at an above, like a place that
Sold above
hosted above ground
pools.
pools, sold above ground pools,
sold, installed.
Okay. This is a store.
It was.
Wait, first,
I don't even know.
hey.
Let me see if this place still exists.
Do you not have pool store in your general vicinity, Jordan?
I guess. I mean, I don't have a pool, so I've never like thought about this. I didn't know that above ground pools needed their own store, though.
Yeah, it is a little weird to me that it's exclusively above ground pool store, but like pool store is a thing that exists.
That feels like a Louisiana thing to me.
I
I
feel
feel like it's
yeah.
hard to do an in-ground pool.
Oh, I would not put an in-ground pool in Louisiana.
When your water table is 1/4 of an inch below the ground.
Yeah, you just try to dig down. That's an in-ground pool.
So they would install above ground
Congrats
pools,
on your gator puddle.
and they would sell chemicals for like in ground pools and everything like that. So and then we would do free water testing just so you'd come in and get your water tested, and we'd sell you chemicals.
Okay. That
it's
sentence,
a scam. It's great.
No, that sentence was like, we did, after talking about pool chemicals, I was waiting for be like, and we freebased chlorine. Like there was going to be some really awful statement next.
No, while I was there, like I redid their like warehouse just for the hell of it and reorganized everything. It was kind of fun, but whatever. So I got the chemicals, got everything going. I got the pool installed, and it's still not 100% level, but it's close enough. There's only like a 2-inch gap in the water level from
awesome.
the one side.
Good job.
So I was able to get that done. After that, I smoked some chicken quarters while having a few beverages, some adult beverages, some Coronas. Fantastic with the lime and everything. And then today I made some brisket burn ends. I got, let's see, what did I get? I got like a new like smartwatch or whatever, like a Fitbit or whatever. I got that, and then like some sort of gadget pen on top of that, and I did some brisket burn ends today, which was great because I mean, as a family of like maybe like 2 or 3, 2.5 big eaters, I would say, or like normal eaters, you get a really small piece of brisket and you can make burn ends like relatively easily, and it doesn't take your whole damn day. But that was basically my Father's Day weekend fun stuff.
Beth, you asked us what we did. What did you do?
I bought a power washer and power washed every service that I
you
could
did.
find.
Yeah, you did.
Then after that, I dug out a 19-foot by 5-foot pad and formed and braced it, and then filled it full of concrete. So that was fun. And then I toured 4 Civil War battlefields. So I leaned as hard into Dad as I humanly could this weekend.
I think we can all agree that Beth wins Father's Day.
And I did a very bad job of potty training a 3-year-old.
I mean, did you send us a picture of a power washed dick on a sidewalk? You absolutely did, because you're a great person, and there we go.
Did we cartoon puddles? Mind your business.
Uh-huh.
Your sandal sunburn is also very dad.
Oh yes, Beth has a sandal sunburn.
Yeah,
she burnt the top of her feet.
It was hard to keep the sunscreen on because I kept power washing like too close to my feet and shooting dirt everywhere.
Can I got dragged on Twitter yet again for something, not shower glasses this time.
Holy shit, imagine that. Jordan has a weird opinion.
I leave for 1 week. 1 week.
It's not. So did I send people on this podcast a picture of me in the shower this morning with my glasses on, with the shower on, with my phone like in shot too? I absolutely did. Why can I do that? Because I'm also HR. Can't claim yeah, sure. I'll take that hostile work environment. No, I'll put it exactly where the files occurs. But so it wasn't that today. I did wear goggles at the pool today and could see things in the water. Once again, I'm just like shocked goggles work so well. I was wearing my glasses before that. Jumped like getting my head into the water with my kid with my glasses on.
Have you never snorkeled? Like ever?
Yeah, I've done that.
So, but not with goggles.
Yeah, with the big band goggles. Yeah.
So you understand conceptually how and why goggles work, but never thought to apply that to a pool until now?
Or were you the kid that kept trying to breathe out of your nose and instead you basically just submerged yourself?
I mean, I did that too, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
but then today, I mentioned that a good friend of the program, Georgia is a Verb, was talking about on Twitter about how this kind of Father's Day, it's about being, not being the dad that sighs out loud whenever you see someone load the washing machine wrong. Or sorry, the dishwasher wrong. And I said, you would probably be annoyed by me because I just sort of load it by vibes. I just put things in as I go. And so if like pots go on top, they go on top.
What the fuck?
Glasses go on bottom, they go on bottom, whatever. Just like it's like first in, first out.
I'm in hell.
Beth and I are both getting ready to kill you.
And apparently this is not what you do?
No!
I know the glasses should probably go on top. It doesn't always happen. Like, I fill in the spaces.
Oh my God.
So I feel like top bottom is like, that's not negotiable. And when you buy stuff, it'll say on it like top rack dishwasher.
Oh, my wife pointed that out to me once. I never noticed it before. And I was like 38, 39.
How many plastic things have you melted by putting them in the bottom shelf of your dishwasher, Jordan?
Not that many, although I do put my plastic cutting boards on the bottom shelf. And the problem with that is that they're just tall enough that the little like spinny water thing that's below the top shelf, it hits that thing, so it doesn't always go around the whole way. But they're a pain to wash by hand, so I just throw them in there anyways.
Wait. So you're putting things in the dishwasher that straight up don't fit the way you put them in. Like this isn't just like, okay, I'm going to throw it in there. Like this is... A, it doesn't fit, and B, like you've destroyed multiple things.
Yes,
at just from this. Okay, I just want to get that across.
My wife did ask for a GoFundMe to be started in her name because as funny as it is for y'all and everyone else to hear this, she has to live with it.
Yes,
I support this.
She is a saint.
I also did offer her once again the Sickos Committee All Ladies episode that we need to have at some point. Oops, all ladies.
Oops, all ladies.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yes. She's very welcome.
But anyways, yeah, I just throw things in.
I feel like it would be one thing if you were like, yeah, I don't have a... Like, I'm going to be totally honest right now. I don't have a system with the dishwasher downstairs because it's like brand new. Like it's... Actually, at this point, it's like a month old or something. But
You're learning it.
I cannot figure out how to put things... Like, it's not that I haven't tried... It's that like I'll try it one way, I'll try it another, and it's like I cannot figure out how.
That's what I'm doing. I'm trying it one way. I'm trying it another.
Jordan, how long have you been trying it one way and another?
I mean, 10 years.
And has the dishwasher changed?
No.
Every time I try to load the dishwasher,
new day, new Jordan.
I think of Brian Grubb, who is a good follow on Blue Sky, because the brand of the dishwasher, the new dishwasher, is Bosch. And I always think of all of the like screenshots and GIFs that he'll post of the late Lance Reddick in the show Bosch saying "fucking Bosch."
I think this drove Kamish up the wall. Friend of the program, Chicken Sedan, also said that this was a bridge too far. A lot of people who have supported me in the past, all of a sudden that support really dried up, and this is because of woke. This is my grift train.
Oh
I want to be clear here. The where it crosses the line for me is things that just straight up don't fit and like things that actually get damaged by this. Like if it was like I don't have a system but it all works, I would be like whatever, like it's your kitchen, it's your dishwasher.
I will also say 25% of the time, I think probably because those things don't fit at the bottom to stop the water, I run the dishes and they actually don't get clean.
Yes, right. That's why there are rules, Jordan. It doesn't have to be a complete and total system. Obnoxiously Pit Boyfriend and I have had 2 different dishwashers.
Mish is really
the
hurting
initial
at this
dishwasher was super old, and then it stopped working, and the landlord finally just said fuck it and replaced it. We have a really fancy new dishwasher now with like the top pull-out rack for things that are like long and skinny and don't fit anywhere else. All of that is great. I will admit to occasionally being like obnoxiously Pit Boyfriend and I get through a lot of glassware. We like coffee, we like cocktails, we like beer, we have a lot of cups.
Yeah.
Right. And so you can sort of finagle it where you've got cups in the side row, but then you also like hook a glass with thin edges like over a thing on the other side and sort of stagger them next to each other so you can fit more stuff in there. I don't think you're supposed to do that, but it works. It is not causing any harm to the dishwasher ecosystem. But when you are putting things in the dishwasher that are too tall and then the thing doesn't spin, what the fuck do you think you are accomplishing, Jordan? Nothing will get clean, as you have learned, but have evidently not yet internalized.
Learned but not internalized is a really common statement around the way I live my life.
I don't think that
because
counts
I know
as
these
learning.
things. I know. I mean, I think learned
He
is
knows
in
it
like
intellectually, but he doesn't understand. It's not in his heart yet.
high int, low whiz is my role. We've talked about this. This is my build. Is always high int, low whiz, high charisma, because that bluff is real good.
You are a bard.
Yes, I am.
If we found a dragon, you would try to romance the dragon.
Oh, yeah.
Jordan,
that's it.
Make
Well, I
a
can do that.
Constitution saving throw.
No, God, no. The words that make my life a fucking nightmare. Roll for Constitution. No, God, why would I do that? I have a -4. Fuck that.
I feel like buying a dishwasher might be like the hardest thing to really like nail, because I feel like you can't test it out at all, right? Like it shows up at your house and you're stuck with it. Like there are other things where like it matters to get it right, but like you can lie on a mattress in a showroom. Like, right, granted, that's also not quite the same as sleeping a whole night, but like you can kind of get a feel. I feel like you'd be looked at like crazy if you showed up to like Lowe's with a bunch of your dishes, just
I
test
love
them out.
this
Like,
idea.
hey, like
I
how
love
do I
this
fit?
idea
How does
now.
this fit all my stuff? How does that one fit?
Great.
Like you have you got to walk in blind, and like you can read all the reviews. It doesn't matter. Like Consumer Reports isn't testing with your dishes. They don't know what you got to wash.
Jordan, I just sent you a 27-minute video. You'll note that toward the end of it, it does go into how to load the dishwasher properly. This is a very useful video that shows you lots of things like whether.
Oh, I love technology connections. I love this guy.
Yeah, you should watch this. It's important.
Okay.
And it'll lower my blood pressure.
Did you know that you can cook? Well, this might have been Michael, our BYU friend. I think he suggested that he insinuated that I throw my glasses in there too to clean them.
You can, but it can scratch them. I don't recommend.
I've also heard you can cook lasagna in your dishwasher.
Why would you do that?
This might have been an old.
Have you done this?
No.
Okay.
What was
Two
the
things.
what
One,
was that
a
YouTube
dishwasher
channel?
is not a sous vide machine. Two,
What was the YouTube channel with all the bacon?
Oh, Epic Mealtime.
There we go. I think it was them.
Yeah,
I will say
they're idiots. Don't do that.
I will say that the dishwasher is a useful, it's built into your countertop. It is a very useful place to proof your bread.
Yes.
Because it gets warm on top.
Yep. Yeah. Oh my goodness. This hurts me.
Okay, well, what about this instead? I may have started a small Twitter fight about corn.
What?
Well, so
no, look. Hold on. Before you get to the Twitter fight on corn, all right.
Yeah.
I feel like this thing with the dishwasher, is it?
Oh, okay.
Is it? Hold on. Is there like a steadfast rule where if you live with someone, your partner or yourself is the one that does not know how to load the dishwasher properly? Is that a thing? Like,
no, I've heard of like couples where both of them are competent at this.
Okay.
Obnoxiously Pit Boyfriend is also a competent dishwasher loader. I think sometimes he does it wrong.
Okay.
But it's really more of a difference of opinion than what the fuck did you do putting this large plastic thing on the bottom shelf that's getting melty?
Okay.
Jordan, what you have said is not a difference of opinion. You are obstructing the functioning of the dishwasher.
You obstruct the function of the dishwasher. You don't follow the dishwasher rules. Dishwasher top rack only. You don't listen to that. You've melted things. No. But I feel like
Jordan's a dishwasher anarchist.
I feel like there's like maybe like one person loads the dishwasher one way, the other person loads the dishwasher another way. There's maybe like a style preference to how to load it, or like one is just like vibes only loading, not Jordan's vibes only, where he just throws like, you know, the entire rice cooker in there to be dishwashed. But you know, I was like, hey, the Instapot can be it's top right.
I don't do that. Don't listen to any of them.
Okay. Sure. I don't know. I mean, you're going to have to prove yourself beyond a reasonable doubt at this point. But, you know, really, I feel like there's like two different types of vibes that come to the dishwasher loading. It's just like, do you have, like me personally, I have like glasses here, cups, bowl, like, I mean, like, you know, kitchen utensils. Then at the bottom is like, here, this is how the grid is laid out. This is how you can stack what you got here. And same with like the utensils at the bottom.
Does your dishwasher have the tray at the top with slightly lower and slightly higher side for glasses on the sides?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's
Jordan, are you aware that dishwashers can do that?
I've heard of that.
Okay.
But sometimes glasses go on the bottom if they don't have room for them.
All right, this conversation really pained me. Sometimes, we can move on now. I am hurting.
Glasses
like internally. Just oh god. All right, let's go talk about angering the internet about corn.
Yeah, so what I did was
I'm about to get really angry, I feel like.
No, this is someone mentioned that the Iowa car or the corn car won a race this weekend. What race was it?
It didn't win a race, but there was a picture. What started this is there was a picture of the finish line, and the picture of the finish line had like corn on it at the Iowa 350 or the Xfinity race.
And it's worth pointing out that the finish line at this track has been painted like this forever.
Yeah,
like this is a thing that is not new.
And all I did was
so I tweeted. I was like, you know, it's beautiful, and then I put in parentheses. I did the original tweet. I was like, now there's going to be a fight about who has the better corn in our mentions. Well, Jordan saw that and was like, hey, let me stir this up more.
All I did was I went to find what the actual numbers are of corn production by state. And I posted that map. Turns out Iowa's number 1, Illinois number 2, Nebraska number 3, Minnesota number 4. I didn't know that. I was really impressed with Minnesota's corn output. And as you can imagine, this started some people had feelings. And then I was like, well, let's look at wheat production and beef production. So I just kept posting things and stirring regionalisms up. The mentions were fine.
No.
I'm sure.
Production stats don't care about your feelings, Iowans.
Yeah, sorry. Like you're on top, but you're close. Illinois is going to come on.
You posted the production stats. You posted the production stats, and then you said something with the production stats. You didn't just leave it as posting, here's the corn production stats. You said, I'm sorry, I did not know Minnesota produced this much corn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something new.
Then we have Illinois fans in our mentions. And then now we have Minnesota fans, and then we have Nebraska fans. Then we have all those fans fighting between each other. And it turned into a battle royale.
The best was when people were like, the best part was people were like, well, bring up the sorghum numbers, bring up the soybean numbers. My state has more sorghum.
Was this feed corn or was this sweet corn?
Well, so this was the other issue, is that people were like, oh, we don't make that fucking trash corn.
That's trash corn.
Delicious corn.
It's just made for feed.
Welcome to Pennsylvania, home of delicious corn.
Somebody from Jersey was like, that's the trash corn. We got the good sweet corn out here.
Yeah, Jersey corn. My favorite corn. Someone was like, well, I'm from Maine. I'll ever eat Maine corn. Yep, I sure you do, buddy.
Like... Local sweet corn is very much a thing in the Northeast. Yeah. I don't know if that's a thing for y'all.
Not
Yins,
really.
Where you are.
There's Texas corn.
It is very much corn. A thing here.
My family farm grew sweet corn. I have strong opinions.
But by us, there's corn, but it's just so hot. By the time we get it, it's popcorn. More dad jokes on Father's Day show. Got to keep going.
I am originally from one of the largest non-irrigated ag producing counties in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And so local corn is very much a thing, to the point that the corn wagon, shout out to Millersville, will have backup traffic when it's open and they have corn.
Oh yeah. We would have that. We would have that at our family farm. It would stop traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Baby, your corn
is much
so
better
good,
than
you
corn
stop
from Florida.
Traffic.
What was funny is the people who would be like, "Oh, do you get this in from Lancaster? Do the Amish bring it in?"
No.
The best part is I would just be like, "Yeah, absolutely." The distinctive flavor is because it takes the horse and buggies so long to get here.
Mm-hmm. Aged corn, aged by horse and buggy.
Hey, girl, can you tell me about Irish road bowling?
I can. So, Obnoxiously Pit Boyfriend and I started watching Bodkin on Netflix, which is a murder mystery show that we are both enjoying. Executive produced by in part by Barack and Michelle Obama, tangentially. Sure. Interesting enough.
Okay.
But the premise of the show is, there's an American podcaster, an Irish investigative journalist, and a British assistant to the American podcaster who are in this town where some people disappeared on Samhain, whatever. It's very fish out of water, slice of life, whatever. There is a scene in this show in episode 3 showing Irish road bowling, which is, I'm just going to read from the Wikipedia page, folks. Road bowling, also called long bullets, is an Irish sport in which competitors attempt to take the fewest throws to propel a metal ball along a predetermined course of country roads. The sport originated in Ireland and is mainly played in counties Armagh and Cork. A similar sport, Klutschieten, is played in eastern parts of the Netherlands and northern Germany. So basically you go outside, you get a heavy ball, you stand in the middle of the road and you yeet the ball as far as you can.
So it's cross-country bocce?
Yeah.
It's like cross-country arm golf, kind of, yeah. There, you even have a caddy.
So it's a cannonball, basically, right? It's like a metal ball. And you just walk it down the road.
Well, you throw it down the road.
Yes.
How heavy is this ball?
28 ounces.
I feel like doing that on a road is good luck with the windshields.
It's more than 1.5 pounds. Okay.
One would imagine that you close the road down.
I like it. No, I like it better if it's Toad Turnpike rules. You're playing as cars are whizzing by your head.
I mean, also this is most common in rural Cork, from what I understand. Well, not a lot of traffic.
There is a northern and southern style apparently, because in County Armagh, the thrower runs to the throwing mark, and then extends the arm and ball behind him as he runs. The throwing mark of the arm, the arm is snapped forward by arching the back and shoulders, releasing the ball underhand before stepping over the mark. Southern style, I believe, is an underhand throw as well, but it's a whirlwind.
Oh, like a hammer throw.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the County Armagh style. I just imagine is like Naruto running until you let the ball go, as opposed to softball pitch kind of style for the Cork style. I don't know. We can go see this. There are people who do it in America. There's a whole festival for it in Wheeling. So Beth and Arthur.
Oh, okay.
Let's go.
I'm going to read one more thing under the rules and playing style of the Wikipedia page. Spectators sometimes bet on the outcome and proffer advice to their favorite competitors in the course of a match. Just some Irish dude coming out being like, ooh, need the 3 wood out here. That leg road is really going to fuck you up.
What do you have a caddy for? Because you're just using your arm. It's not like you're going to be like, oh, you got to use your left arm for this one.
You need to understand the lie of the road.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. A road shower advises the thrower about the throw or shot, much like a golf caddy, while another helper stands ahead of the thrower, feet apart to show the best line or path in the road.
Mark, you have a spotter too. It's great.
I feel like standing with your feet apart to show where you want to throw a big heavy metal ball is not the best choice you could make.
Did we talk about Grimace and Mr. and Mrs. Met on here? Or did that happen after the last episode?
We talked about the Philly Fanatic and Mr. and Mrs. Met.
We talked, right? So,
man, Mr. and Mrs. Met are like really out there.
They're really getting around because after they had their European vacation,
do we think they've ever hosted a key party?
Oh, absolutely.
This is an open relationship.
Oh, not just that, because they were hanging out with the Philly Fanatic in Europe as on their European tour
in London. Yeah,
the minute they get back home, they're taking pictures with Grimace.
They probably have pineapples tattoos somewhere we don't want to see.
I guarantee, because they're hanging out at the ballpark with Mr. Grimace. Well, not just Mr. Grimace, because y'all on his New York Mets media badge, he's listed as Mr. Grimace McDonald. And this brings up so much McDonald's lore. I mean, I'm a big old lore head for McDonald's. You know me. Okay? I remember the Fry Guys. I remember Uncle O'Grimacy. We all know Uncle O'Grimacy.
Oh, we love Uncle O'Grimacy.
Man, I just pay attention so I can know when the McRib is coming back.
Right.
Uncle O'Grimacy supports a united Ireland.
Absolutely.
And we love him for that.
That is canon.
Yes.
I do know that.
Don't ask Uncle Grimacy where he was during the Troubles, though. No one wants those answers.
I mean, that's how we know that he supports the United Ireland.
That's true. I forgot he ran for Parliament for Sinn Féin and didn't make it because he refused to take an oath of office to the Queen.
That's right.
I didn't expect to be learning about Muppet polycules today. Polycules?
I want to say something about the Grimace here. So Grimace threw out the first pitch.
It wasn't a bad throw. It was
a great throw. It was a great throw for Grimace because, I mean, clearly the arm rotation is limited by Grimace. But since that point, the Mets are currently 5-0 since Grimace has thrown out the first pitch. Now there are Mets fans wearing Grimace jerseys because Mr. and Mrs. Met gave Grimace a jersey with the name Grimace on the back, and it was like the New York Mets City Connect
Mr. and
jersey.
Mrs. Met sleep with enough other mascots that they have a t-shirt printer at home. So when you walk out with a t-shirt.
It's like the Derek Jeter thing.
I was like,
Jeter has a gift basket.
And all I got was this lame t-shirt.
That's just what you do if you're in New York City baseball. You gotta be ready for everyone you sleep with.
You got gift merchandise ready. Just like it's definitely.
What would your giveaway item be if you were big in New York City baseball?
I have no idea. I'm not a great gift giver, but
the idea of having a gift bag ready for your third as they walk out the next morning. Here's your t-shirt. Here's your gift bag. Have a good day.
It just says,
don't forget to rate us 5 stars.
Call the cab. Yeah. Call the cab anywhere you want to go.
I feel like I'd want something like maybe like a nice stationery set. Like I'd want something classy.
Okay, something classy, like a stationery set. Okay, nice.
Can we go back to Mr. Grimace McDonald?
Okay.
All right, did he marry
McDonald's lore?
And who did he marry?
Well, I feel like this could be a situation where like his name is just Grimace, but maybe like it's something with like forms. There are like a number of situations people will have where like they have to put something other than their like actual legal name on forms just because like the forms will throw a fit. Like various situations where that will happen. So I would assume honestly that he was just like, shit, I need a last name. Like the easiest one to come up with is just McDonald.
Do you think Grimace is like Ronald McDonald is claiming Grimace on his taxes?
I think so. Yeah, let's see. If
he's adopted.
McDonaldland probably feels like a nonprofit or a church that Ronald McDonald has going.
Yeah.
So I want to see those tax forms. I want to see who's on that list.
How does the Hamburglar factor into this? Because I feel like the Hamburglar is not paying taxes.
What if it's Hamburglar McDonald? What if they're all related?
Do we know what Hamburglar is?
The McDonald crime family.
Mm-hmm. It hasn't been the same since child labor laws with the Fry kids.
Mm-hmm. There was a Secretary General of the UN that did not have a first name. So this happens.
Yeah. I mean, they're like it'll happen, and then it's a pain for all like online fillable forms that have, requirements, and it's just like, well, you got to put something. There are people too that have like names that the forms won't accept. Like,
Little Bobby drop tables.
well, yes, but
I knew someone whose last name was Null,
no, yep,
and I'm
that's a
sure
common
that is a
one.
problem.
That
Oh,
is
Jesus Christ.
really that.
That's why you sanitize your inputs.
The having the last name Null was not really a problem until computers became a thing, and then suddenly it can cause you massive problems. Either things won't accept it or things will accept it, but then they won't treat it like just like it's a mess. It's too much to get into now. I have a question about Grimace as well that
Yeah, sure.
I just came up because remember last year they made this whole like McDonald's did this whole thing like it's Grimace's birthday, like get Grimace's birthday shake. Does he not have a birthday every year? Like I feel like you have a birthday every year. Like why are they not celebrating Grimace's
We actually just
birthday
missed his birthday. We just missed his birthday. His birthday is June 12th.
Yeah.
So there you go. There was a 2023 browser-based platform game called Grimace's Birthday as well. How did I not play this? Anyways, I'm just really happy that Grimace has a last name. Grimace has a family, maybe. You know,
which is amazing for something that can't decide if it's a milkshake or a taste bud.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Grimace, in addition to having a family, probably has an open invitation to come back to visit the Mets anytime, given how they're playing. I will say that the Grimace magic didn't really work for Bubba Wallace in NASCAR today. He was driving the Grimace car. I think he finished one lap down, so he didn't get that magic. But the Mets, I mean, hey, you got to just roll with it.
They're 5-0. They play the Rangers on Monday, and they have a series with the Rangers, so they could be 6-0 by the time the podcast comes out. But they are playing the defending World Series champions on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Honestly, if the Mets City Connect jersey wasn't so ugly, like I might get a Grimace jersey. Like I don't even care about the Mets. I don't even care about baseball.
There's been some fans that have gotten the Grimace City Connect.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, if the City Connect jersey wasn't so ugly, like I would maybe do this.
You got me thinking about Skate Ray again. I don't care about the Rays. I will never care about Tampa. But man, Skate Ray is so good.
Did you see the Pokemon in sports uniforms did that?
Yes, I did.
You did Mantine with the Rays that connect. It was really good.
Mm-hmm. It is very good because Skate Ray is really good.
Can I petition for Grimace to get his forearms back if he does any more first pitching?
I mean,
because I want like Goro looking OG Grimace just yeeting baseballs.
Yeah, new Grimace is really missing out with the lacking arms and a whole joint in there. We have other baseball news just tangentially is that Abby Lampe, who was our North Carolina State cheese tumbling wheel chasing champion, she threw out the first pitch at the Durham Bulls game tonight for baseball and also rolled her cheese from the plate to home base as well. Because she carries that cheese with her everywhere. As well, she fucking should.
Mm-hmm. She earned it.
She earned it. Let's do ad reads now, then we'll do our second half. Folks, as always, check out our link tree on our Twitter and Instagram and Blue Sky profiles. We have discounts there for things like 7 Coffee Roasters, Bearded Brothers, Cola Goodies, Pour More Liquor subscription, Crossbuck Barbecue, Joy Brew Mushroom Coffee, and Wearbands training bands. We have all those codes and stuff in there. We also finally made a tweet. Thank you, Kamish, with all the stuff in it, so we can just
that was a big pain to do it, but I just finally did it. Whatever. And I was like, I guess we're technically verified. So I was like, let's just use all these characters once. Just one giant tweet. Do it.
We also have our Patreon for $5 a month. Come join us in our Discord. Talk with us about all sorts of college football stuff, in season and off season, whatever's interesting us.
We had a couple folks join this week, which is awesome. We had a Virginia fan who lives in Maine, so they're also a Maine fan. So that's an awesome combination. We had an Indiana fan who lives in Pittsburgh now, and that is the awesome what is it, the Waluigi Wario like image of Indiana and Pitt. Yeah, that there's a lot of that in our Discord. I think there was another one that came in. I'm trying to figure out. North Texas and Illinois.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, like, we have all types of random fandoms here that are joining us, and we really loved it so much. And you know, I did a Substack on one that somebody joined from Northeastern. So you know, again, this join us. We're from everywhere. We're fans from everywhere. We love all the fun stuff there is to about all sports.
That $5 a month also gets you access to our 3 different Patreon-only podcasts, including Commission's Corner, Yes, Rah, 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 Yes, and the Prairie View Chronicles. Episode 5 of the Prairie View Chronicles just came out, and Beth and I are recording an episode of Yes, Rah, 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 Yes next week about On Wisconsin. And the most fight song that you can think of.
On Iowa, on Iowa.
Our last one on the Iowa one got really weird because we were talking. It ended up getting to a lot of Music Man talk too, so that was fun.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Not at all. Our merch store is open again at sickoscommittee.org. Check it out. We have stickers, we have mugs, and we're adding things to it daily.
Yeah, I just added a couple of things over the weekend. So you have a Sickos Committee tie-dyed hat if you want it, 4 different shades. You also have I did the Sickos Committee koozie. So there's like a metal koozie, so it's like a I guess like a Yeti one that holds either a can or a bottle. I'm in the middle of I guess designing like some glassware. I am in that process to get some more merchandise out. We also got a magnet too. So there's the Sickos Committee magnet where it's the Sickos Committee #1 fan. Really, I'm just gonna keep randomly adding stuff throughout, and then we'll do one big giant launch once we got more products there. But I added like 3 products over the weekend.
Yeah. We also have our YouTube channel, or our Instagram. Check those things out. Our Substack, where we have our series of best teams of season of all time for teams who stopped having a football team. Northeastern is done and finished, and RIT will also be out, especially written by Pit Girl.
Woohoo, coming out tomorrow. So it'll be out by the time you listen to this.
I wanna give a shout out to the East Carolina Library, the Joyner Library there. They were able to find me something for the Northeastern bowl game, the Eastern Bowl, and I got a full program for it. So awesome. I did an entire Substack just on that program. So shout out to the East Carolina Joyner Library. That'll probably be coming out next week. Not Monday, the next Monday after that. So
shout out to Best of Sport Geniuses podcast. They go to the places that we refuse to go. Like Iowa boards talking about Caitlin Clark this time of year. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
And lastly, Home Field Apparel, the softest, comfiest collegiate licensed clothes. Tonight on the podcast, I see a Pittsburgh shirt. I'm actually not. I've seen this cool Mine shirt, a Camp Randall Stadium shirt. Y'all, I'll say this. This is not a. This is not a Home Field shirt. It is a Minnesota shirt though.
Okay.
And I realized that I bought this at a TJ Maxx like 12 years ago when I needed something for marching practice.
Yeah.
And that because I forgot my shirt. And I realized that may have started this whole thing. Buying.
I love people like just mention us and they're like, I'm in Eugene, Oregon. Here's a Campbell hat. Yep. Like I love that shit.
And a Green Bay, Wisconsin
Green Bay Phoenix hat in Eugene,
signed.
Oregon. What the
signed
autograph?
Hell
what
yeah.
the hell was that?
Hell
That's
yeah.
awesome.
For Home Field this week, if you got the Summer 7 box, you're looking at a blue Pepperdine shirt with their
mine gets here on Tuesday. I'm so
excited. I get mine on Monday. I'm excited.
The Pepperdine Wave mascot, I know it's supposed to be like Poseidon, I guess.
Right, yeah.
But it kind of reminds me of like the animated Little Mermaid Poseidon.
I want to give a shout out to Home Field customer service who were wonderful to me last week. I tried on my shirt and it was not the right size, and they not only processed a return for me, but they made sure that the rest of my subscription box would come in the right size. So they are wonderful, and I love this company.
They're the good brand for a reason.
Yeah, buy their things, y'all. They're great, and the people are wonderful.
If you have not ordered from them before, you can use offer code yes, 3 ha's for 15% off your first order. and all these summer schools are releasing one a week of all their wacky mascots. You can get on that right now. You can't get the box anymore, but you can still buy this collection. The Pepperdine hat is great. There's a bunch of great Pepperdine stuff. There's an orange Pepperdine shirt that I really like.
I like the ringer a lot. I was a little sad that one wasn't the subscription shirt because it's got a bunny on it.
Explore the endless bounds of space with all new LEGO building sets. From engineering wonders like LEGO Technic NASA Apollo Lunar Roving Vehicle to astronaut dog walkers, there is a perfect LEGO set for everyone on Earth. First launched in 1978, space sets have been igniting people's curiosity through the ultimate creative medium of LEGO bricks. Their newest collection is sure to propel the wonder for exploration and adventure across the galaxies. Be inspired by LEGO sets that are out of this world. Visit Amazon.com/LEGO Space to see the full collection.
Folks, are we buying a conference naming rights now? Is that what we're going to do with our money?
I mean,
Big Sky, call us.
Big Sky, let's do it.
The Sickos Committee Big Sky Conference.
No.
The Big Sky No. We're classy. It would be the Big Sky Conference brought to you by the Sickos Committee.
No. I'm going to go a different way. Big Sky Bangers, brought to you by the Sickos Committee, Big Sky Conference.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, it's just got to be really long because that's what we do here is gigantic acronyms, and then we can just shorten that with an acronym, like AKA the acronym. But yes, Big Sky Bangers, brought to you by the Sickos Committee, Big Sky Conference.
It was Brett McMurphy first, I think, that covered this. Said that the Big 12 had been in discussions for a name change. Now, the best part was, y'all, is it the 12 they're going to change?
Of course not.
The number that's wrong? No. It's the big that's going to change.
It's like, it's going to either be the All-State Big 12 or the All-State 12 or the, the big All-State Conference. It's just like
ugh. The All-State 12 is so deeply disturbing and gross to me that I don't even know how to articulate it.
So walk through that, because I agree with you, but I'm not sure why. What is it?
I think so. It's gross that it's sponsored. It's gross that if they're going to change it to a sponsor, they're not going to update the fucking number. Like, you are become the All-State Bigger 12, the All-State Biggest 12.
So when the Big 12 came into existence, it was the Big 8, and then they added teams, and they became the Big 12. And they decided then that they wanted to update the number from 8 to 12, right? So they became the Big 12. But then in the late 2000s, when that happened, they went from 12 down to 10. And so I would assume that, like,
Big 10 was taken, to be clear.
Well, Big 10 was taken.
That is true.
But also, I feel like lowering your number, not something you want to do. Like, we're smaller now. No.
Line goes up. Yes.
Yeah. So once you've been the Big 12 for that long, or like for not quite a decade, about a decade about a decade. Wow. Time flies. But once you've been the Big 12 for that long, I guess they're like, we're going to roll with it. We're going to be the Big 12. What strikes me about it is that, like, it's like what, 30 years or so that they've been the Big 12. There's nothing about Big or 12 that I think is uniquely valuable, right? Like, there's a bunch of other conferences that have Big in their name. 12 is A, just a number that B, no longer is even accurate. It's not like if I told you if you didn't follow college sports, but I said the Southeastern Conference, you probably would have a pretty good idea of what that entailed. Maybe not every specific school that's a member, but like you'd understand, like, oh, like that's where they are. Same thing with like the ACC pre-adding schools in California, the Pac-12 before all this stuff. Like, what I was talking about without needing any explanation. The Big 10 even, not as strong in terms of, like, if you didn't follow college sports, you'd know what it is. But, like, that's such a strong and old brand. Like, why would you, like, if you're going to do this just don't keep Big or 12. Like, neither of them matter. People don't care about either.
Well, then nothing matters. And we're at college.
It's not that nothing matters. It's just that the Big 12 specifically as a brand is just not that strong.
But also, actually, nothing does matter.
Yeah.
And go ahead, Beth.
Yeah, I mean, remember that the Big Ten nested an 11 inside of their number for years.
To be fair to the Big Ten, they have been the Big Ten for so long that I understand why they're married to the branding.
Plus, I think we can all agree that Penn State doesn't count.
Well, and also they also did the thing where they went down, and then it's like, oh, are you going to have a smaller number in your name? No, you can't have that.
They added a team so they wouldn't have to make the number smaller.
Right.
So, like, the Big Ten has been the Big Ten since like the turn of the century or somewhere.
As you found out in your trivia.
I learned the hard way at trivia night. Yeah,
1896.
They did start under a different name. They were like the Western Athletic Conference, but not that one at the beginning.
It was just the Western.
That's Michigan's champions of the West.
Yes.
Yeah. Still,
well, Manifest Destiny hadn't kicked in yet.
I mean, that they've added all those schools out west.
I mean, the
destiny has manifested.
The WAC might not be long for this world, like the actual current WAC. Not.
Oh no, the WAC is on life support at best at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, after what Stephen F. Austin did, but I don't blame
Stephen A. Austin.
Stephen A. Austin. Jordan, please add that one to the vision board.
Stephen A. Austin.
Point being,
I don't even know what that is.
The Big Ten could be everything. It could be all the things, and it would stay the Big Ten.
Yeah.
I don't think the Big 12 branding, like, I get that there is some brand value there, but as Arthur said, like, just pick something else.
Yeah, then they're going to. It's going to be the All-State 12 conference presented by Dr. Pepper.
Get rid of the 12.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying pick something else. I'm saying, like, man, like, if you want to sell it, just sell it. Like, there's nothing that you need to. I mean, also when it comes to like the kind of through line of the conference, like there are some schools that have been in it for like your Kansas States, your I guess Oklahoma State, like teams like that where like, oh, they've been there for a while. But like also when people think Big 12, none of the schools that they would think of if they're a casual sports fan are actually in the Big 12 anymore. Like,
that is true.
When you think Big 12, like if you're a casual sports fan, you're thinking like Texas playing Nebraska. And
I was just gonna say Texas, Nebraska, yes.
Yeah, and like maybe like Oklahoma's like it's just
A&M.
Which is why I'm thrilled to announce that they're renaming the conference the Big East.
Oh God. Someone did a new sign that says Bucky's East. It was very good.
Yeah.
This brought in, of course, the ship hosting, right?
Oh, the ship hosting just went off the charts. And so, like, I get one thing. I just want to make a point before we go into the shit posting. Like, if the Big 12 is doing this year, in retrospect, why the fuck didn't the Pac-12 pull this off? Like, if this could have kept the Pac-12 together, if this could have kept them together, in retrospect, why didn't they think of this move?
Yeah.
Because
anyway,
if you could only
become
get
the Apple
rights
Pac-12.
for this.
But this wouldn't have kept the Pac-12 together. Like the money
like, it would have been the 10, right? You would have 10 because USC and UCLA were gone. But you need some sort of revenue stream. And if you could find a corporate sponsor that's going to give 30 to 50 mil a year for your conference to stay together, if you could, I mean, the Pacific Life Insurance Company, well, I mean, they had the whale commercial for forever. I mean, that's the only thing.
I just don't think that added money would have kept. I mean, so the Big 12 has what 16 members now, and let's say they get just so it's divisible by 16. Let's say they get $32 million for this. That is only $2 million per school, which like I know that sounds like a lot of money. I mean, even go to the upper end, that's only like $3 million per school, right? Like that's not that's not the kind of money that would have saved the Pac-12. And
do we know for sure though? Because I mean, they were at 25
their media
a
deals
school.
all sucked a lot.
You were at like 25. And then, like, the TV deal was weird. You turned one down. I have no idea.
Well, at the end of the day, like as much as
here.
Like the Pac-12 had a bunch of reasons that it fell apart, and it wasn't It wasn't just the money. Like, it wasn't that there was simply no money to be like, there was money to be had. The schools did not agree on how to go about that. And that, as much as just the actual dollars and cents, is why that's not a conference anymore.
Understandable. But, again, hindsight, why didn't they try to pull this like last ditch effort to save the conference? We'll say that.
I don't disagree with you, but it's been abundantly demonstrated that the Pac-12's leadership did not have two brain cells to rub together throughout this entire process.
And then there's factions. There's factions that were inside the Pac-12 that basically, we're always like looking for greener pastures because there was a lot more in financial trouble. Again, I know it's a simplistic look at it, but it's just like I just wish they would have tried like something. We don't need to get too crazy in the weeds about it.
So I just want to reiterate, the thing with the Pac-12 is that they did not have a TV deal. Because they did not have a TV deal, they couldn't do any of this forward-thinking stuff because there was no guarantee that the conference would exist in the future, which, hey, it doesn't. But because the TV deal had to happen first, because they didn't get there, they couldn't get anything else, because you can't sign a title sponsor without having your actual schools sign.
I'm looking back at like when ESPN made their offer to keep the Pac-12 together. I'm looking at that. If they would have been able to, hey, if we take that and then on top of that we can do this, maybe we can keep the conference together. I'm not looking at but like nobody was together. There was factions, there was division. It probably didn't happen that way.
Even outside of all of that, nobody was talking about anything like this until after the Pac-12 fell apart. Like this is, I think, the like corporate like private equity firms and all of this extra sponsorship revenue shit and like all of this, I think, is something that only happens in the context of, oh shit, okay, lack of a TV deal or lack of a TV deal of the same size and scope as the one that the Big Ten and the SEC has. That's what's driving conferences to look at this. It's the difference in revenue share from TV that is driving conferences to look at this. The Big Ten's not looking for a title sponsor. Not seriously. Why would they? They have enough money. I'm sure they will, because more money is more money, right? But like the impetus here is, okay, we have a TV deal, we exist, but we need to get more money to make our teams more competitive. I don't think that this happens without the Pac-12 getting blown up first.
Well, and because you mentioned private equity, I just want to say that I think the last episode or maybe a couple episodes ago, we talked about the on-field advertising, and I basically said like, yeah, whatever, like they can get some money and it doesn't really impact a lot. That's also how I feel about this, right? Like when you compare having a title sponsor for your conference to this private equity thing people are floating, that's one where I have no idea how that works financially for really anybody. But hey, that's way out of my area of expertise. So
money's not real. All I'm hearing is that you need a firm that is pretty flush with cash, and and I'm just sad that we were denied the Pac-Sun Pac-12.
My favorite one, I believe, was the Southwest Airlines should just go with the Big 12. Yeah. But just get rid of the Big 12 since they don't care about it and call it the Southwest Conference.
That go back to the original branding, which should have been, that was, man, there used to be.
Maybe they could get sponsored by the hotel chain Super 8 and be the Super 8 Conference.
The big Super 8.
The big Super 8.
I saw lots of Bucky's suggestions. Those were good. Yeah. But so what were the other conferences? Because all of a sudden this broke, and then Ross Dellinger was like, oh yeah, and Conference USA wants in on this too. And everyone went from like, okay, the Big 12, that makes sense, to like, what's Conference USA going to get? Because we love Conference USA, but it is not the national brand that like the Big 12 is.
They'll get somebody. Like,
I know.
A lot of these bowl games get sponsors.
They get somebody.
There's a price point for everything.
But there feels like there's a difference between like, okay, my one-off bowl game is sponsored by Famous Toastery, except now I play in the Famous Toastery Conference. There's a
I don't think
difference there.
famous.
Like,
I don't think
The
famous.
pre-owned airboats Conference USA.
I don't think Famous Toasters got Conference USA money. You know.
Okay, I was just gonna say. I know you fucking say that Famous Toasters got Conference USA money.
No, but it kind of shifted from like. There was a portion of the internet talk when Conference USA started. It like broke after the Big 12 thing. Because like Ross mentioned it, basically it was like Big 12, and then maybe like an hour or two later on Thursday, it was like, here's Conference USA is also interested in doing something like this. And the tone shifted from like, I can't believe the Big 12 conference would do this for money. And then it was just like, haha, let's laugh at broke ass Conference USA. And I'm like, I was like, no, this is kind of like, again, it's an additional revenue stream that doesn't necessarily impact.
Like, Arthur, you want to talk about this conference name has no like tie to me. I don't like Conference USA emotionally has nothing.
It's the NASCARification of
listen.
Football.
I remember when it was the iZod IndyCar series. Okay, like
Yeah.
I'm familiar with title sponsorships for sporting organizations.
The Winston Cup Series for how long?
I mean, many years.
Winston tastes good, like a cigarette should.
Yeah, I mean. No, I'm just saying, like, there will be somebody. Like, I don't know that it'll be like a top of the line Fortune 5. Like, there will be a company that will.
They mentioned Globe Life Insurance, which I mean, like an insurance sponsor. I mean, that's especially life insurance that does fit.
How does Globe Life have so much fucking money?
Look,
they're based near my house. They're in McKinney, Texas.
They're an insurance company.
They're an insurance
also.
company.
However, if CUSA is going to get sponsored by an insurance company, they need to get sponsored by USAA, and then they can just be CUSA with an extra A, and we're done.
Conference USAA.
USAA.
Yeah.
Conference USA, the Canadian company. No one.
I mean, I like that. It's good.
I'm just saying that
good dad joke.
I think we broke Camille.
Oh, I think we did too.
I'm just now imagining Gronk doing commercials for Conference USAA. Gronk is in Las Cruces.
Maybe they could get into the Gronk Bowl.
I mean,
I'm just imagining Gronk trying to figure out how to get a Mississippi school to join Conference USA so they become contiguous.
Contiguous, that's right. I mean, Southern Miss
drives me
was
crazy.
there. Southern Miss
I
was
know.
there.
They need a Mississippi school back.
The Manifest Destiny Conference. We're back to this again. We're back on Manifest Destiny.
So the shit posting got out of hand, which is fine. I joined in. I was like, "Hey, Sunbelt, you could join, and your conference is there
Sunbelt
already."
Tolls.
Sunbelt Rentals, you know. And then somebody in our mentions was just like, "Sunbelt Rentals is awful. It's the worst company. Every time they would show something there, it was the absolute worst." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm sorry you went through this, but this is just clearly shit posting. Like, do you know who you're responding to? This is a sickos committee. Like, we are not serious."
I will, in defense of that reply person, I will say that I had a very similar reaction to the shit post I saw suggesting that the ACC be sponsored by the chicken company.
Oh, yeah.
The weird thing, right? Because, like, when I post, like, personal stuff, really only like my followers who are already familiar with my whole deal see it. Like, we post stuff on the account, like it, like, yes, our followers see it, but like people be like retweeting and like for you on Twitter
when
like,
it breaks contain. Oh my god!
Yeah, like it's not hard for people who are just not in on the bit to see our stuff.
Yeah, and it's just funny. Like when we posted the Detmer one time when we first started with Detmer, and there was like somebody that was just really upset that I forgot what Alabama quarterback was not on the list. I can't remember what it was. It could have been was it? It wouldn't have been Mac Jones. It would have been one after that. Bryce Young,
dude.
I think it was Bryce Young.
Alabama quarterbacks, you could not.
It was Bryce. Why is Bryce Young not on this? And I was just like, this is what we do. This is our. It was like, kick rocks, get out of here. I'm like, okay. Like
Alabama fan, I assure you that you do not want your quarterback to be on any of our lists.
It would be fun for
No.
us.
I mean,
It
Yeah,
would
we
be
have a great
fun.
time.
I feel like there's ways to make it work, but yeah, you gotta. I don't. It, it's just always like it's always weird because like I feel like you're used to like okay like we have an established brand like this is what we do, and it's just like it's weird to remember like oh like there are a lot of people that aren't in on it, and there are people that are gonna take us seriously because there's so much stuff online that I personally wouldn't take seriously, but like people do.
So I do want to give a quick shout out before we go on to College World Series stuff about the CFL weather rules. Y'all, I came across this the other day and it's amazing. What do we do in college football if we have a weather delay, guys?
We
Wait.
wait it out.
Right.
And
And
then
what if
we
it
bring our
keeps raining?
dogs at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
And
Iowa
you-
Nevada
You
game.
wait.
And so what happens? What happens if the lightning keeps coming though? What do you do?
You wait.
Reschedule.
No,
You wait. Or if it's non-conference, you don't even reschedule.
No.
cancel it.
And if it's conference, you just wait. No, or you cancel
You
it, or
just
you
wait.
just wait.
Yeah.
So
I think you call the other team a coward.
right.
That's right.
And you
I mean-
That's
break-
only if you're
That-
Florida.
That's LSU in Florida. It's like you're not tough enough to
Yeah.
handle a hurricane.
It's
Smack talk.
exclusive to LSU and Florida.
LSU in Florida.
Here's
This is
what
like
the
you
CFL
can't handle.
or sometimes if you're yeah. Go ahead.
I love like the LSU's like, bitch, we went through Katrina. It's like Florida, you can't handle this shit. It was so ridiculous. Like, come on, don't prove that you're man enough to hurt. Come on, man. What's wrong with y'all?
I'm going to read through a little bit of this because it's great. Because in the CFL, the game becomes official at the 7:30 mark of the third quarter. At that point, only the game supervisor or head referee may stop the game. And it's the usual stuff that can be stopped, things like lightning's the big one, things like that.
Frogs, locusts, death of the firstborn.
But here's what happens. In the regular season, if there is stoppage greater than 60 minutes after the point at which the game becomes official, so after that moment, if there's more than 60 minutes of stoppage, the game's final. So halfway through the third quarter, if there's more than an hour of stoppage, game's done.
Okay.
Before that point, if the stoppage time is more than 3 hours, the game will be canceled and the players will not be required to play on the following day. Based on historical data in which the leading team went on to win 98% of games, it was determined that a team will be awarded victory and 2 points because they use like a points table if the team is ahead by 21 points in the first quarter, 17 points in the second quarter, or 13 points in the third quarter. If you're up by 13 in the third and the game needs to be canceled, you just win it. That feels wild to me. Okay?
If the data supports it, the data supports it. I mean, the question that I have here, because I was thinking about this when we were talking about LSU and Florida, is the alternative to doing what LSU and Florida do, is doing what NC State and Notre Dame did, and just playing the game of goddamn hurricane.
Playing Hurricane Matthew
So-
and pass the ball like 90 times. Thank you, Brian Kelly, for that one. I appreciate that.
But what happens?
Thank you, Brian Kelly.
Thank you, Brian
What
Kelly.
happens though, guys, if one team is not up ahead by that much? Okay, if the teams do not
Is
play,
it legally a tie?
so if the teams do not play
There
each other
could-
again,
There could be.
it is considered a tie, and both teams are awarded 1 point.
Yay!
But if the teams do play each other again, so they were playing beforehand, it did not get to a complete game, they were not within the point threshold. If they play
Please
again,
tell me it's double or nothing. Please tell me it's double or
the
nothing.
teams will participate in a 2-possession shootout prior to their next meeting.
Oh, that's even better.
Each team gets 2 possessions starting on the 55-yard line to commence their shootout drive. For each point scored prior to the weather stoppage, teams gain 1 yard towards their opposition's end zone.
Yeah.
So if you have to score 24, you move the ball up 24 yards to the end zone from the 55.
Okay,
my
so
God.
I have a question.
Has this actually happened?
I don't
Yes.
think so. Not yet. This is newish.
Aw.
Well, so I have a question here. So you said it starts at the 55-yard line.
Mhm.
So is that's your 55? So
It's
it's
midfield.
55 yards away from the end zone.
50,
Okay.
55-yard line is midfield.
Canadian football.
What happens if you're in a crazy offensive game? It's the third quarter.
I don't know what happens if you got
teams have scored 56 points.
No, I thought it's like the
56.
point difference is only the yards. The point difference is only the yards, right?
Let's see here.
So, like, if you're leading by like
no,
10,
it's
starting
in
in
raw
your
points.
own end zone,
It's
but
raw
it doesn't
points?
count.
It's raw points.
Holy
raw
crap!
Points.
So it's the
this
third
is
quarter,
wonderful.
and it's like 40-40. They both start on the 15.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. God.
So here we go.
The CFL rules are wild and so much fun.
Here we go. We keep going. The team which trailed the weather-delayed game starts both possessions. If the suspended game was tied, the visiting club both starts. Teams alternate for the 4 drives. The leading team prior to the delay determines which end the opposition drives towards. If the touchdown is scored, the team must go for 2 points. The winner of the 2-possession shootout is awarded 2 points for the suspended game, while a tie results in both teams receiving 1 point. Here we go. Following the shootout, there will be a normal quarter break before the new game commences.
Oh my gosh.
So you have to play a mini game and then come out and play your game after a quarter break.
This is like we're starting our game with a quick time event.
Mm-hmm.
I like this.
I need this. I need this to happen. I need it to be injected directly into my veins when it does happen. I will snort this like the Elmo meme of him face down in the pile of flour.
This is great. I was watching
I need it.
The Calgary and British Columbia game just a few nights ago.
Yes.
And 50 Cent performed. I was trying to work in some 50 Cent songs into the BC Lions thing, but it was great.
Up there, he's 69 cent.
That's right. Up there, he's 69 cent. Nice. But, really, there was a play that happened, and it was just something I was like,
another great rule.
Another great CFL rule. So what happened is just basically there was a pass that was almost intercepted, but Calgary caught it. And then as soon as Calgary tried to to move to advance, the running back got hit, fumbled the ball. The ball was bouncing towards out of bounds. Typically in the NFL or NCAA, you have to recover it in bounds. But guess what?
That's not
in the CFL,
the rules in Canada.
In the CFL, all you got to do is be the last one to touch it and knock it out of bounds, and then that's
basketball rules, baby.
Yes.
Boop.
And so you see them shoving the ball out of bounds because that's all you need for possession. It's beautiful.
Also, breaking news. Breaking news. We have a Jello shot challenge update, folks.
Oh, we do. We're about to get to that.
Go for it.
Yes. Tennessee baseball has taken the lead as of the 5 p.m. update from Rocco's. They are at 7,567 Jello shots as of 5 p.m. Central Time today.
There's an update even past that. They just updated. The 1020 update.
Breaking news.
Tennessee is up to 8,556 shots.
And that is a hefty lead. Second place is Texas A&M with 4,737 shots, followed closely by Kentucky at 4,509 shots. No one else has and North Carolina at 4,094 shots. No one else has broken 4,000.
I've been trying to, while we've been sitting here, and I haven't got it done yet. I need to come up with the quadratic regression for Florida State's entries. Because I'm pretty sure by the end of the week, it'll have it set up as like 20 million shots or whatever, because quadratic growth is amazing. Oh, yes. I'll get that. I'll get those numbers
after
up for
what
you.
happened to Florida State, I can understand why they started to pound a bunch of Jello shots. But they did eliminate Virginia. Virginia's at the bottom. And I don't think Virginia's going to go too much higher anyway. Because they're at 1,284, which is a great showing, but they just got eliminated by Florida State.
They don't make Jello shots with wine. It does not surprise me that the Virginia fans did not consume that many Jello shots.
You never had
at Rocco?
Not Rocco's. I had Jello shots with wine before.
What type
Don't roll your eyes at me.
Wine.
Don't roll your eyes at me.
Don't ruin my joke.
Okay, no. Give me this.
There were Sauvignon Blanc Jello shots.
Sauvignon Blanc. Okay,
Jordan
it's got to be a white, right?
Actually,
it's got to be a white wine, right?
Yeah,
actually, Jordan.
So no, I'm just saying, like,
I
you're using
love
the white wine.
actually.
As a former bartender, I'm curious what type of wine you're using for these Jello shots. You said Sauvignon Blanc. It's kind of dry. It's okay. I get that.
I want to see someone use sparkling wine.
That'd be good. Champagne Jello shots would be really
Champagne Jello shots. Okay, I can see that. But you got to match the flavor to what you're putting into it. Like, there's a science to this.
Jordan, I'm surprised you haven't done Malort shots.
He has Malort at home.
Malort Jello shots. Hold up. Recipe.
That has to exist.
He has a bottle of Malort at home. Like, what flavor would you put Malort into?
I mean, it doesn't actually matter at that point.
I think you got to go with cherry.
Lime. Malort Jello shots. Exploring your personal hell. r/Chicago.
I love that most of the recipes don't call for a flavor of Jello; they call for just raw gelatin.
Okay.
What about Fernet?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see.
Oh God.
Ooh. You got to go with a dark Jello. I would say a black cherry would probably be good.
So the thing about Fernet is that it's like like weirdly minty.
It is.
Maybe lime.
It's syrupy too.
Yeah, it's normally like if you have a weird liquor or liqueur, you could really just try lime. Like, lime is like your I guess I would say base of Jello. If it's weird and it doesn't fit,
I mean, that's why when you take a Malort shot, you bite into a lime after.
That's true.
Right?
It's just like tequila.
And then you lick salt off someone's navel. I've never done a Malort shot correctly, apparently.
If you've like do a Jello shot and it's a weird liqueur, it's like tequila or something, lime is kind of like your base. Like, I don't know what to choose. It's probably lime.
Sexier by doing body shots.
A Jello shot for Atlanta Falcons fans.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh God.
This is from 2017.
Okay.
Oh, this should be fine.
Oh,
okay.
The Falcons are the undeniable underdogs in this year's showdown. This is only their second championship game appearance ever.
Oh no, this is before the Super Bowl.
Oh God. Oh no.
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
There was still hope.
This bittersweet Fernet and Campari laced Jello shot is a fitting tribute to the birds. This bitter Italian Amari may not be your go-to spirits for Jello shots, but they're potent, flavorful, and will leave a lasting impression on your party guests.
Much like that year's Atlantic Falcons.
Oh, it did leave an impression.
The first layer is a blend of pomegranate Jello and Campari, a fruity herbal blend that works surprisingly well together, while the final layer is an unforgiving Fernet-based kick in the pants. Complete with a sweet, milky white layer in between, this powerful shot will turn heads and take names.
What's the Jello?
Jesus
What's
Christ.
the Jello again?
I feel like a 2017 Falcons Super Bowl beverage is one that you drink it and you think you've got it all the way down and then it comes back up.
Oh, I'm going to post a picture in the chat, y'all. That layer of sweetened condensed milk is going to be real hard going down. This has some textural challenges.
Man, I really hope Rory McIlroy is not an Atlanta Falcons fan.
This has some textural challenges, y'all.
That's some structural cream right there.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's Jello'd sweetened condensed milk.
Oh.
Okay. Okay.
I've never had a Jello shot, but this does not look like a good idea.
Yeah, I'm nervous about audience coming to the brawl. Like
when I come up with my tray.
I don't know if I want to tailgate.
Beth, I'm gonna need to use your kitchen for some crimes.
Look, I'm gonna have my kids,
Jordan,
so
you're not coming into my kitchen because now you've told me how you load the dishwasher.
No, I'm going to Beth's kitchen. Beth, we're gonna do some crimes in your kitchen and bring Jello shots for everyone.
We're about to use the soup ore for some crimes.
But we're gonna serve the Jello shots how I traditionally do in Fraternity Basement, where I give them a spoonful by each into your mouth as you come by.
Oh no!
God,
no!
Hi, Pickerel. It's wonderful to meet you for the first time. Here, open your mouth and let me drop some Jello into your face. What flavor? I don't know.
I'm gonna have to keep my 7-year-old away from the Jello.
I have consumed Beth's food. I do trust Beth's food. I don't know how I feel about
running
your
behind
food.
me trying to jot down everything I'm throwing in there for her allergy list.
Everything Beth makes is very clearly labeled.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, this says this has fish skin in it. Why does this Jello shot have fish skin in it? No, I'm joking.
Oh, that's why they lost.
Ooh, a little. Okay, but now I'm thinking like a fancy amuse-bouche Jello shot that has a little crispy fish skin on top.
I feel like a textural component is the least interesting thing.
Okay, Pit Girl, which is sketchier for you though? Coming up and I'm just like slinging shots out of a paper, like with a plastic spoon out of a large container, or if I say that I have made amuse-bouche elevated savory Jello shots for the brawl.
Oh no, I want mystery bowl Jello shot by a mile.
You don't want
as opposed to whatever the fuck you think an elevated Jello shot is.
my bone marrow Jello shots with chimichurri.
What's the opposite of an elevated Jello shot? Like a depressed Jello shot?
It really depends
Jello
on
shot?
what point during the tailgate this occurs. Like if you break out these shots in the beginning, I'm not touching this. But after I've had a few,
Jordan shows up at 5 hours and 1 minute after, or 5 hours and 1 minute before the game kicks off with a bowl of Jello shot, being
I'm
"Hi guys."
No,
I'm going around with my little silver tray with my little Jello canapes.
But if it's been like 3 hours,
shots, way less effort. I just go to the store and buy them.
Yeah.
Hey, it worked for Clemson in 2021.
I come by with this is a little New York Manhattan clam chowder Jello style.
No.
Nope.
No.
I feel like Jello shots are kind of like a thing of the past. I want.
We have whip shots now.
I want.
Am I making my own whip shots?
Yeah, that's what I want.
Can I?
I don't want. My whip shots are downstairs. I wish I had them here so I could I
have a Tizer.
Break them out. But
yeah, I was gonna say that's not actually that hard to do yourself if you get the thing.
Well, so here's the best part. We can take the thing. We can do whip shots and then we do whippets.
Oh Jesus!
Oh my God.
Like I'm gonna have like
my voice gets really deep when I do whippets.
Yeah, y'all have a lot of fun. I'm gonna have like something to keep me grounded in this. This is gonna be great.
Yeah, me too. His name is Puddles.
We're gonna get Puddles involved too. Happy Father's Day.
Oh, me and Puddles are gonna be drinking good.
I am truly more concerned about traumatizing Puddles than I am about traumatizing the 7-year-old.
No, he's good.
Gonna be honest.
He's seen some stuff already.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
He'll be fine. The kiddo will be all right. I promise.
When I show up with my bottle of Fernet, things are gonna go well.
Jesus Christ!
Oh my God.
So it's Coke.
So see, the thing I'm worried about is like weeks before this happens, I'm just gonna start getting packages to my house.
Oh yeah, I make sure it gets there before me. So when I walk in, things are just set for me.
Oh my God.
You can buy, and I bought it before. I love at Disneyland those what are those things called? The little like orange ice cream, but it's not ice cream.
Dole Whip?
Dole Whip, yes. You can buy Dole Whip powder.
It's easy to make. You can just make it.
Yes. And so now I'm thinking of alcoholic Dole Whips. Be good.
I do have a milkshake machine. There's that.
Yeah. I mean, I assume you have a giant portable soft serve machine, and if you don't, then we could find it.
Yeah, Beth, are there any kitchen implements you don't have?
I don't have an Instant Pot.
Oh, I can get you one of those. I have an extra.
That's all right. He's got it in the dishwasher.
I have 4 West End popcorn poppers.
My God, 4?
Yeah.
Malort popcorn.
It was
no
idea.
Malort glazed kettle corn.
Malort glazed ribs.
Okay, that'll go.
Like Malort barbecue.
Would that Malort burn? What's the proof on that?
You reduce it down, so you get the concentrated flavors what you want from Malort.
Oh, that's
Malort
definitely
syrup.
Jesus
Christ!
Malort syrup cappuccino.
No, this is Jordan. It's going to be a Malort gastrique.
Mm-hmm. With a little pipette. Please squeeze the Malort into your mouth first and swish it around.
Oh my God!
So you get the full pencil shaving flavor.
Nice. I still have not had it. I need it. I can't find it in San Antonio.
It's fine.
When we hang out this summer, I will bring it.
Okay, do it.
Jordan bringing a check bag, so we can have the
clink, 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 clink.
Malort
What are those
flask.
check bags?
The flask of Malort.
We're sorry, sir. We can't allow you in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Gonna go to an incarnate word game and just
Hell
have
yeah.
a flask of Malort.
Probably not the weirdest thing I've ever taken a flask to.
Uh,
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
What's the weirdest thing you've had a
thing?
flask of? Is a better answer.
I mean,
or better question, I think.
I mean, Bailey's is a pretty bad flask thing.
Bad
Ew.
choice in the flask. Bad choice.
I didn't bring it. That was someone else. Someone else.
It's like not even alcohol. Like, what's the point?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, it's like 30 proof, but like, Bailey's.
Jordan out here making a flask cement mixer and it just gets stuck in the lid.
I mean, I like Bailey's a lot, but it's not like a sipping thing.
So like you bring like a Bailey's and you bring like another flask of like schnapps and then your whip shots and you make just a portable.
I mean,
navel. What do you do?
I mean, one of my favorite flasks to carry around for a long time was Jaeger. I like those kinds of drinks.
It's the devil.
I like the kind of thing. I've had weird schnapps before in my flask. That was because usually in college, before we go out to do a band thing, I would fill it up with whatever we had left over from the night before. And so it was either like, bad gin or sometimes like peppermint schnapps. Lots of weird stuff. Midori.
Oh,
I had a flask of Midori once.
Melon liqueur.
Wow, that is again. That is like
a flask. That's weird though.
Something you just drink. Like I've mixed with Midori before. I don't think
I've
ever had it straight.
Yeah,
but why would
melon
you do
liqueur?
that?
Ooh.
The one that I used to do, when I was in college, that I look back, it's like, man, how did I do that? Was I used to take it was I remember the brand. It was Calico Jack spiced rum.
Yeah.
And I used to just take that out and drink that straight. And now I'm like, man, like how did I just drink that? I used to do this thing, right? I would watch the Portland Trailblazers on TV, and every time they hit a 3, I would take a sip of just straight rum. I don't know like how I did that casually. Like for a 10:30 p.m. Thursday night game.
See, I could do Captain like that. That's fine. My friend used to do Sailor Jerry, which is like 90 something proof.
Sailor Jerry is the worst name for a drink ever.
Sailor Jerry rum, like spiced rum. It was like
so
really
bad.
Really,
I had a friend in college that liked Sailor Jerry.
Like
I drank a lot of
like
vanilla
proof.
Admiral Nelson because it would go on sale for $6 a fifth.
No,
it was terrible.
And then he would always stop stocking the flavored Admiral Nelsons.
So like they do.
I have outgrown drinking flavored Admiral Nelson, but when I am out of the state, like just like a few weeks ago when I was in Indianapolis, I bought another bottle of pineapple Admiral Nelson just because I'm spiteful about the state, the PA Fine Wine and Good Spirits discontinuing, like not stocking them anymore. I have probably like 2 or 3 bottles now because I keep buying them just to stick it to Fine Wine and Good Spirits.
My friend would have a kick of liquor, which is just funny. Like he would never buy like Jack Daniels or Captain Morgan. He would always buy what I called their cousins.
Okay,
and
yeah.
So like instead of Captain Morgan, he's buying Sailor Jerry. Instead of Jack Daniels, he's buying Evan Williams. I mean, it's just like
Evan Williams is fine.
It's fine, but it's just funny. Like he would never buy like the main popular brand of it. It would be like the off-brand name, almost like the generic version.
Yeah.
Of the liquor. It's just crazy.
I mean, that's what you do when you're of a certain age. I mean, that's something, I don't do that anymore, but I drank, Zhenka brand vodka or whatever the fuck it would be.
Well, I mean, I don't know, whatever that plastic bottle of vodka was.
Yeah, like Crown or Colonel Popov or whatever.
Oh God, Popov. Jesus Christ.
Jordan, I meant to ask you this earlier when you were talking about drinking random schnapps. Did the 99 bananas, 99 peaches, 99 apples variety of schnapps exist when you were in college?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are fucking...
that was very much a thing when we were in college.
Okay.
Is there any drink that you're upset about it being discontinued?
I mean, I don't have a drink, but I'll say clove cigarettes. that was my I was drunk as shit and would smoke a clove. I'm sad that they're not around anymore.
In aggressively central Pennsylvania news, I am upset about, these are non-alcoholic drinks, but I miss Turkey Hill lime iced tea deeply, and it got discontinued in like 2004. And like there are several variants of Turkey Hill tea that I really liked that they stopped making. Pour one out also for the white peach tea. That shit was great. And they stopped making it.
Snapple blueberry white tea. Just do that. That stuff's great. And they finally brought it back after a letter writing campaign that stretched for over a decade from me.
You want to talk about a weird liqueur I've had in a flask? I just realized Chambord.
Oh my God, raspberry liqueur.
Why would you do that?
Because we had a bunch extra one time one point in college. Someone had a bunch extra. I don't know how we ended up with 6 bottles of Chambord.
What were y'all making with Chambord?
I don't know. I think we're mixing it with champagne with like Andre.
That's so much Chambord.
I can't.
We had a bunch, and so at some point I had a flask of Chambord.
I like how you bought the good raspberry liqueur to mix with the shittiest champagne you could find.
Someone had to have come in with this. I don't remember how we got it.
I feel like you acquire like bottles of alcohol the way that like TJ Maxx or Marshalls decides like which college apparel to send across the U.S. Yeah. Just like, okay, yeah, this Chambord, is a shirt. Sure, we'll go with it. It doesn't matter that it's for a team on the other side of the country.
I put Lafroig in a flask one time. I can't talk.
That's good stuff.
No, like if it's like something really strong, like Wild Turkey, I mean, like single malt Scotch, whatever. I can give you that. Like something that you could just take like a sip and then you do like the grimace face. Not like the character grimace.
Not Mr. Grimace McDonald.
Not Grimace McDonald's face, but you do the internal like ow, yeah. I mean, I'm like as soon as you mention a liqueur, my bartending brain like really goes off, and I'm like, what the hell were you drinking? I'm like, was it a Chambord spritz? We talking about it in clips? I mean, what are we doing here?
Just out here with my flask of Drambuie.
Oh yes. God, the Rusty Nail! Shout out to the Rusty Nail, Drambuie and Scotch.
Obnoxiously Pit boyfriend's like super into that now.
Oh God,
we have Drambuie specifically for that.
They hurt.
It's a Royal Cur, right? A Royal Cur is currant and champagne. Yes.
Okay. So this is Chambord Royale, but you can call it different. Yeah.
A Chambord with cheese, as they call it in France.
Get the Banana Slug shirt from Home Field Apparel.
Hell yeah. I'm going to skip down and talk about recruiting hashtags for 2026 because I like these.
Okay.
We start collecting these because you know how every school has we're recruiting this year and we need a hashtag that mixes this in. Kavish, can you give us some of the ones you found so far?
So I wanted to find some more, and I know that I will
start with these.
But the ones that I was like, one that I found so far, I love the recruiting hashtags, and they're ridiculous because a lot of the schools like to involve the number 26 in their hashtags. And this kind of already started. I'm going to blame Derek Jeter for this also, along with the gift bags that we talked about earlier in the podcast. But I'm going to blame him for this because they started on his farewell tour.
You put mouthwash and like a toothbrush and toothpaste in your gift bags?
I mean, I would think so. I would hope so.
Right?
You do those like disposable toothbrush.
What about
things?
the Listerine strips? I mean, they still make those?
I would get like a sponsor, like give like a nice like electric toothbrush. Like I would get like some sort of
sponsorship for my hookups.
We're gonna do a hookup sponsorship with Quip.
Yeah, I'm trying to show off. Like we gotta give out nice stuff.
Nice stuff after that. Like, don't talk about this. Here's a gift. No, but for the recruiting
here's
hashtag,
your NDA. Here's your gift.
I want everybody in New York City trying to sleep with me to get the gift bag because it's so nice.
Because the gift bag is so great. But here's
we're having to screen your shirt.
Try number 3. Here's the recruiting hashtags that I've been able to find for 2026. Maybe I can get a little retrospect from here. So the one that started this for me was SMU.
Okay,
the hashtag
it's 2 tangs.
Yeah, this is 2 tangs.
2 tangs, right?
Which is for the children. Let's be clear.
Yes. It is. So it's hashtag the number 2 TAN, the number 6, and then S. It's supposed to be for like Mustangs.
Yeah,
but
it's supposed to say Stangs.
Oh, that's what it's
Stangs.
supposed to say.
That's what it's supposed to
But
say.
it is very so. I have become good at parsing recruiting hashtags because Pitt has had stupid recruiting hashtags for literally the entire time Pat Narduzzi is coached
Pitt has
here.
got one this year, and that's going to be the one that I'll talk about last. The next one that I saw, it was Coastal Carolina. It was hashtag Beachbound26. I'm like, okay,
That's good.
That's fine. Myrtle Beach, good. Then you have Middle Tennessee State University is like Blue Collar 26. I'm like, yeah, because they're the Blue Raiders, Blue Collar. I get what they're going for. Then you have
Blue Collar, come to college.
I want to talk about Houston's here.
Oh yeah, let's go. So Houston, I had a little bit of trouble here.
Is it Baller 2 coming 6?
So it's like Baller 2 coming 6, and then I realized that it's supposed to be Ballers coming.
No, it's not.
Yes,
no, it's not.
With the 2-6. I realized
Either way.
I was like, you gotta be
Either
kidding
way.
me here. I was like, Ballers. Is it supposed to look like a Z? Like Ballers for like Willie Fritz? Z?
Yeah, I feel like it's
know.
funny that changing the S to the 2 is what's messing us up most here. When that was like the original Derek Jeter thing. Like all of these other letters are copycats of that. But somehow the S to the 2 is still what's getting us.
Still messing with us. It's never going to stop. The other one that I found was Indiana. It was Win 26. But in the graphic, like the N is the abbreviation of IN, and the IN is basically used as the outline of the state. So
if
the
you
outline
need a
of
graphic,
Indiana.
it's a bad hashtag.
Yeah. Win 26. Which I'm like, okay. But like like the hashtag is not like lowercase w. It's just like Win 26. That's it. Okay. And then of course the favorite one, the one that we always get, is the Pitt one, because it is very, very creative. It is basically the Berg, but it's to the Berg, and then the Berg.
Now, y'all's
are we sure it's not the Berg?
In your shitty font, though, the 6 and the G look similar.
Yeah.
In the shitty Pitt font, this works.
Yes, it does.
Don't slander our font.
Cathedral sucks.
Our font is much better.
You don't get to talk either. Both of you shut the fuck up on fonts.
See, no. I don't even know. I
like the old cathedral numbers better, for the record. But
bring back the mind picks.
If you guys, I'm just gonna say, if you listen to this podcast, you listen to the committee's podcast, and you made it through all the liquor talk and the Derek Jeter gift bags, along with the Grimace and Mr. Met and Polycule Moscats or whatever, you made it to this part. If you find any recruiting hashtags that have some good hashtags, just send them to us. Add them like, hey, look at this. Add us and like, look at this hashtag. I want to keep compiling this, and then I want to rank them on how sickos these hashtags are. Like, I'm not going to do like a normal ranking. I want to see how ridiculous these hashtags can get. Please let us know. Thank you.
So last year's Eastern Michigan's looked like it was Overdrive 25.
Yeah.
This year it's hashtags 26 Nest Up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was hoping
if you got some crazy ones, if you got some crazy ones that we didn't talk about on this podcast, add us, like quote tweet the recruiting thing, say add Sickos Committee, here you go. Or just post them in the Discord if you're a patron and listening to this.
Y'all, do you all follow the school's recruiting Twitter accounts? Because they're real funny sometimes. Most schools have a Twitter account just for their football recruiting office. And they are the most like, for every coach that posts like a vaguely Jesus quote every morning and it's like rise and grind, kids, the recruiting ones are way more than that. It's way goofier. It's the equivalent of like, hey, big stuff, aren't you coming to, the 213 or whatever zip code we're in? And trying to be very like, hello, my fellow kids. They're great accounts to follow.
Pitt does not have this, and I have not.
Really?
I was not aware of the concept of this until now.
There's a lot of things where I'll see like a Twitter account that in a lot of cases is actually tweeting where I'm like, why does this department have its own Twitter account?
Do you follow the Pitt Athletic Sports Nutrition account?
Yes. I'm like, why is this an account? Like, I'm not saying that it's not like a good follow or something, but why? Like, this is a Twitter account that is only posting information like for internal, like for Pitt student athletes. Like this is of no concern to anyone who is not part of the athletic program. Like, why is this a Twitter account?
You don't think that Pitt Fuel should be posting that they had an excellent cooking class with Pitt volleyball 3 days ago?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying that they can't post. I'm just saying, like, why do they even have an account in the first place? Like,
I see a picture of Rock drinking chocolate milk because it's one of the best recovery options.
Okay, that they should be posting that. I'm gonna disagree with you, Arthur.
Yeah,
create an account. Post your stupid
there
stuff.
He is.
We did this.
That's right. This is where we found out that Rock eats the wrong kinds of pretzels. He eats rolled gold.
That's right. Just post.
That's right. I remember about this.
Just keep posting. Raise that screen time. I don't care.
Your screen time's between you and God. No one else needs to know.
Nobody knows. Whatever. 9+ hours, but okay.
Hey, that's between me, Apple, and God.
You repeat yourself.
And I'm pretty sure one of those doesn't exist.
Yeah, because you don't load the dishwasher correctly. But okay.
You want to talk about if Dante were writing nowadays and he wrote his Circles of Hell, I'm pretty sure instead of, avarice, it would be guy who doesn't load the dishwasher properly.
And wears glasses.
Guy who wears his glasses in the shower and
loads
the dishwasher.
These are all combo things. This is not
version of
I'm in every circle of hell.
This is the whole package of Jordan. The forgetting things like 3 days later that we talked about in the podcast, the loading the dishwasher incorrectly, the glasses in the shower. I mean, there's plenty more, but the 7,000 tabs. I mean, this is the whole package.
Your eternal torment is being loaded into the dishwasher incorrectly while wearing your glasses.
Oh.
Getting bonked in the head by the spinny thing because you're too tall for the bottom rack.
Right in the glasses. Just bonk, bonk, bonk.
And you can't
for some reason, I'm also being gnawed on by Satan in the bottom layer too. I don't know why. It just felt correct. We don't have a ton of time left. Do we want to do one of these?
We can do a shorter conference.
Beth got back, so all of a sudden we were like, "Yay, Beth!" And we just wanted to talk. Yes, big girl.
Beth is back.
What if we talk about what if we attempt to predict the most talked about thing when we post the national championship?
Well, let's do that one instead. Yes.
We'll skip the mascot fights. We'll go to these.
We got Beth back, so we got to just talk about shit.
Beth back.
And then I could also talk about things, like our gift bags. Mr. and Mrs. Mess gift bags.
Imagine this podcast having topics or rails or anything.
I mean, there's a document at least with stuff on it.
Someone has.
You mean that thing that we ignore all the time?
Do I ever follow your show notes in the order you put them in?
It's just stuff in there. It's whatever. I just throw stuff in there. It's kind of like how you load the dishwasher.
Someone had accused us of being off. It is.
Show notes are the dishwasher.
That's what it is.
Someone had accused
the show notes are the dishwasher of our minds.
Someone had accused us of being off topic for the off season. It's like, my brother, if you think that this is like...
I bridged the Darien gap. I figured it out. It's solved. It's all we got to do. It's done.
The guy who was mad about that in the mentions might be my new favorite reply person.
Sickos Committee reply guy that it's confused about why we're covering not football things.
This is not funny. I don't care. Not funny.
That was my best part, was that this is not funny. And my response was, you're right.
It wasn't.
None of it's funny. It's fine.
It's just sickos. It's ridiculous.
Fuck, you want to talk about other things? Also on the timeline today, I talked about how they tried to put hippos in Louisiana.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Louisiana needs.
I love that CFB Home tried to piggyback on that tweet. And it's
go Hippos.
Man. CFB Home, I'm sorry, you got to stick to sports there. You can't do the Louisiana Hippo thing.
Yeah, wait, why do they have to stick to sports and we don't have to?
I don't know, because we're the sickos.
We're not capable of sticking to anything. Let's be
real
clear here.
The best thing about the American Hippo Bill, which was a bill that tried to authorize the importation of hippos into the bayous of Louisiana, on the Wikipedia page, the caption of the picture of the hippos, 2 hippopotamuses in their natural habitat, which is not Louisiana. Bravo. Wikipedian who did that? You are my fucking hero. Can you imagine, like, your car breaks down on one of those, like, bayou interstates. It's night. And not only are you having to worry about the insects that are going to get you, the gators, but then hippos are out there too.
See, I'm just imagining you taking your airboat and going off the hippo like a jump.
I think there was
there's
Donkey Kong
a
Country
strip-
level like that.
What
There's a
was the
strip.
point?
There's a strip of like Highway 90 where I lived on, like, you know, the West Bank of New Orleans. And there's a strip of like Highway 90 where there is basically nothing until you get to like Luling or Booty or Booty, if you want to call it that way. But you're going that way to get to like Homa
and did, if I recall correctly.
and Nichols, Nichols University and stuff like that. But there's a strip there that is just absolutely nothing. And now me imagining, you know, after I had like a high school girlfriend out there and me driving out there, and then there's an added threat of hippos. I'm like, I'm kind of more worried about the hippos than I were the gators, because I knew how to get away from the gators, but from the hippos, I have no clue.
Arthur, they said that they wanted the hippos to eat the invasive water hyacinth that was clogging the rivers, but also produce meat to help solve the American meat predicament. They were going to call it lake cow bacon. That's
lake
real.
Cow bacon?
That's real.
This is an old lady who swallowed a fly scenario.
Yeah, the
Like,
Washington Post and the New York Times praised
why
hippo
you
meat
even-
as lake cow bacon.
But you even gotta call it lake cow bacon. Like Louisianans would just straight up eat hippo.
They need hippo.
I mean, they
no
would.
one's no
Like,
one
you
in
leave it
Louisiana is going to be
They
like,
eat Nutra. Like, I mean, Nutra-Rat. They're eating that. And no, we got some hippo. We got that blackened hippo.
William Newton Irwin, a researcher for the U.S. Department of Agriculture recruited by the guy, told Congress that the bill could add 1 million tons of meat yearly to the American supply, and further suggesting that more exotic animals be imported for the same purpose, including dik-diks, rhinos, African buffalo, Tibetan yaks, and Manchurian pigs.
Calm
Dik-diks
down.
are like so tiny.
Calm
Why the
down.
fuck would you do that for meat?
Calm down, crazy Louisiana guy. All right. That's
I love this.
hippos was-
Like, oh, we need some rhino. I'm done with the lake bacon. I need rhino meat now.
I mean, like, I'm just spelling like hippo with the EAUX and now rhino
Yeah.
with an EAUX. It's just like it's just what it is, man. What it is.
Lake Cow bacon sounds
Lake
like
cow bacon.
you're trying to say something in like a really messed up phonetic alphabet.
Oh, like, oh, okay.
Yeah. You're
The
not
lake
saying
cow
like
bacon's at midnight.
Uh-huh.
you're not saying like Lima, Charlie, Bravo. Like you're saying Lake Cow bacon. That's your alphabet that you're working with.
You spell your name for me? It's lake. L as in lake. C as in cow.
C as in cow.
B as in bacon. What, lake cow bacon? You got to come up with a better name. I mean, we would eat hippo. You don't need to sell us on lake cow bacon. We would eat hippo. Blacken it.
Does that say a
Throw some
million
Tony's on.
tons of the most delicious of flesh foods?
Yes.
What the fuck?
You know, flesh foods, a term that everyone uses to describe their foods.
Very normal phrasing.
Oh
Yes.
God.
If I went to the grocery store and asked for 2 pounds of flesh food, they would look at me totally normally and not call the cops.
I love you, Louisiana.
Listener, if you want to learn more about flesh foods, join our Discord.
We have a channel for flesh foods. It's called Cannibals.
That's right. It's called Canimals.
And it's broken contain again.
Okay.
Reset the clock.
Resetting the sign.
So like I said, I am going to release on Monday, which is the day after you hear this, listeners, our part 3 of our
You mean the day before the listeners hear this?
The day
that one. Sorry, my bad.
Sorry.
Linear time.
The day
I
after
like the
tomorrow.
idea of listeners time traveling.
You should do that. If you're listening to this podcast, you should time travel.
Do
it.
One of
I
these
dare
days, I
you.
want to come in and do an intro in the style of Coast to Coast AM, my favorite old conspiracy radio show.
Yes, I love that show.
From West the Rockies, from East the Rockies. If you're a time traveling vampire, call our wildcard line. Hey, yeah, I'm Larry from Pittsburgh, and I am a time traveling vampire. That was 4 hours of this radio show every fucking day, y'all. One of my
best
favorite radio
show ever.
shows. One of my favorite radio shows. But we're doing our non-NCAA Sickos Committee, our national champions, part 3. I've just put it together. It's coming out tomorrow. And I want you guys to look at this list and tell me what you think the thing that's going to catch people tomorrow is. Because I'm going to start with, I think that Harvard winning quad ball, which is nay Quidditch, is pretty good and on the nose. But that means that people will have to know what quad ball is.
Yeah, I think that's going to be more of what the hell is quad ball than like, oh, okay, Harvard won quad ball.
Okay.
That's what I think.
The one that jumps out at me is American winning Model UN.
That is,
tracks.
Like 5th year in a row. They're real good at that.
That like
makes
super
100%
tracks.
I
sense.
feel like you need a combination of a major school and what sounds to a lot of people like a bullshit event, which is why I think UNC's jump rope championship is going to break contain.
That's a good one.
I got two here.
The one that jumps out
What you
to
got,
me.
Arthur?
I'll go styling of one is weather forecasting Colorado State.
This is the first year MIT's lost it in a while.
Honestly,
it feels like something that everyone can wrap your head around. Like, oh, I can see how you compete at that, but it's also not something that you'd think of as like a competition.
So honestly, when I was picking schools to go to, Colorado State was there as one of the top universities, and they are the university that always does the prediction model for how many hurricanes every year that they're gonna have, like how many majors and like tropical storms or whatever, anything below like category 3. So Colorado State winning that is not a shock to me personally, but it could be to some other folks. The one that I think is going to get the most amount here is we just had Iowa with a NASCAR.
Yes.
And then there's going to be an iRacing NASCAR, and there's Iowa. They won that. And then the other one that kind of rivals in my mind is the Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks winning timber sports.
Yeah.
And that's going to be like the comment, like Air Force winning skydiving. Well, of course a lumberjack would win timber sports. And then you're going to have NAU jumping in. Well, they're not the true lumberjack. They wake up.
Is that what people in Flagstaff sound like?
That's
really?
what they do to me in my head when they're talking about
Oh yeah,
lumberjacks.
when Chaos Sibling came back from getting her degree in Flagstaff, it took us a good 6 years for her not to sound like that anymore.
I'm a lumberjack. I guarantee. Where are you from? Flagstaff.
Sorry.
She's a lumberjack.
I mean, they're really close to the Grand Canyon.
Oh my god.
Nope. Refuse. Virginia Tech winning soil judging will cause just a little bit of a stir.
No,
Army and Navy splitting the boxing titles too.
They love that. That's awesome.
I'm really, really hung up on trumpet ensemble parentheses large trumpet ensemble parentheses small. I need a little more information there.
I think large is like over 10 people, and I think small is like 5 to 10.
I mean, you're gonna have.
It's not that interesting.
There's gonna be some fun stuff here when the West Coast wakes up, because the San Jose State judo.
I mean, they've won that thing for they've won that for 20.
But then you have an arch rival, a conference rival, the women, in Fresno State winning judo. This is kind of like the Netflix show we got going on with Cobra Kai.
This is also going to throw people.
It's
Chicago
like
won all. Chicago won all Quiz Bowl this year, y'all.
Okay, I was just about to ask about that because we're going to get people in the mentions being like, "Which
It's
format?"
both.
They
No,
won
you need to
of
put
them.
all of them. Both.
No,
I would put quote both.
No, you know what? Make them ask us. All engagement.
NAQT is the one true format anyway.
They won both, and so they won everything. Just like how Wake Forest won all the debate last year. Same thing.
All of them.
Virginia Tech winning soil judging will also be a thing because Illinois won a certain category of soil judging, and they had a whole bunch of things like, we're the champions of soil judging, but they're actually not.
Ooh.
And so I had to double check this.
Okay, you're going to have to defend that one.
No, I'm going to drop it at 8 a.m. to get off my computer.
It's like you just you'll show up like maybe at like
Jordan,
4
don't
p.m.
lie
in the
to
afternoon.
us.
No, I love this too much. This is too much fun.
The
BYU landscaping one also sticks out to me as a fun one. I mean, BYU has been a landscaping titan. Their second place was Cuyahoga Community College again.
Mm-hmm.
BYU and Triple C are very neck and neck in this event. I think I have to go back and double check. Hold up, let me see. National Landscaping Challenge. I believe that they won a ton of the intermediate categories as well, because last year I pulled out, I think it was irrigation troubleshooting as like an interesting one.
Yeah.
But I think BYU won irrigation troubleshooting this year. Yeah, they did. Second place, Kansas State. Third place, Cuyahoga Community College. Fourth place, Penn State. Fifth place, Cincinnati State Technical and Community College. Let's see if there's another interesting one here. Here, I'm going to send this list to you guys. And
I am excited because like I want to know like Delaware randomly winning figure skating. It just feels like Delaware, really?
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot of fun.
I just posted a list there. Beth, pick one of those things that you want to see. Which of the landscaping events, who won what? Hey, girl, do you have one you like?
Ooh. I do. I want to know who won compact track / skid steer loader operation, and also, do they do forklift challenges?
UMass Amherst wins this.
Whoa! Don Brown.
Hashtag the flagship.
I would like to know who won safety first, and also irrigation troubleshooting.
Safety alert
first. Ooh, Tarrant County College up by me. Kansas State 2, NC State 3, Cuyahoga 4, Colorado State 5.
How about give me some.
BYU didn't even play.
All right, I want two things here. I want tractor loader backhoe operation, and then woody ornamental plant identification.
Tractor loader backhoe. Michigan State wins that one.
Whoa!
I'll have to break that one out separately. That's funny.
Sparty operating a backhoe.
College of DuPage number 2, Virginia Tech 3.
Okay.
And then you said woody ornamental plant identification.
That's right.
NC State, baby. NC State number 1.
The Wolfpack. That's right.
Everything's coming up Wolfpack.
Everything's coming up Wolfpack.
Beth, what was the other one you wanted?
I wanted...
Dave Barron's really got to get on his shit.
Irrigation troubleshooting.
BYU Provo takes that one.
That feels right. I mean, irrigation is a problem.
Mm-hmm. K-State number 2. So anyways, I'll split some of these out so that we have extra ones, because some of those are pretty funny. Give NC State even more credit for their great year.
Oh, yeah.
We'll post all that. All the way, also in our mascot showdown, Mike the Tiger won our SEC battle.
Yes.
So our big 4 mascots are Mrs. Wolf and the Demon Deacon as the power couple, Pistol Pete, Purdue Pete, and Mike the Tiger.
Okay. We're going to do some smaller conferences later, but we kind of ran out of time, and it's okay.
It's next time on the Sickos Committee podcast.
Same bat time.
Same bat channel.
Can you say that?
Huh?
Can we say that?
I used to end my radio with that.
Can we say that?
I don't know. Okay, we definitely can't do that.